Hey guys, welcome back to another What If It. Today we're doing part 3 to What If Naruto was sent back into but became a girl. If you're not on the last part, that'll be linked in the description down below, which take you to a playlist. And for those who are wondering why I didn't upload Friday, I was pretty much tired. My body doesn't really exactly do well during the summertime, and now that it is, so it's currently spring, so for the next 4, 5, 6 months, you're going to probably have to deal with me sounding somewhat tired. And yeah, though hopefully I don't sound that tired. Anyway, that's why I didn't upload Friday. And anyway, also guys, this is probably going to be a short one due to I've got family coming around tomorrow and it is somewhat late. So sorry for it being short, but yes. Anyway, so let's get into this. 3 months should go by, or more specifically, 2 months and 3 weeks have gone by since Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura have become Team 7, or, well, Genin. Well, yeah, Team 7. And, well, Naruto and Sakura had decided for the last kind of week of the current month, which at the start of the new month, it would have made them 3 months Genin. And yeah, Kakashi, and Kakashi had also somewhat told his somewhat team that the next kind of this last week in this month, they're going to somewhat take somewhat easier, so a bit less kind of teamwork exercises, and that as their next mission, a C rank at the start of the next month, is going to be one to that you will never forget, he told them. And somewhat in Naruto and Sakura's own mind, they were both like, both of them kind of somewhat snorted and thought both, to themselves that their first hero mission they would never forget, considering that was an A rank. And yeah, so it's going to be, very, very hard to somewhat kind of trump that. But then again, maybe say like them killing someone for on the next mission may, be one that they would never forget, as it'd be their first kill. And yeah, and it was after that Naruto and somewhat Sakura decided that this week as well would also be a week where they somewhat just kind of relax, no real training or that. It's of course Naruto didn't really need, though she somewhat assumed herself that Sakura probably needed it a lot more due to the fact that, well, obviously Sakura doesn't have no, somewhat 9 tails inside of her, constantly somewhat healing her, and somewhat obviously kind of, and obviously there's somewhat having enlarged reserves, which obviously come across with enlarged chakra regeneration, means that she can obviously quickly, regenerate her chakra from pretty much, like borderline, somewhat borderline, say, like having, minor chakra exhaustion to fall in one single night, which she's done a couple of times due to the simple fact that, she's obviously, she's been training in wind and water, mainly obviously water though. Yeah, and while she was really wanting to start on the level 2 of wind manipulation, which is somewhat slicing or stopping a waterfall. So pretty much slicing waterfall in half or stopping the flow. And while she'd wanted to get onto that, she somewhat she'd somewhat agreed with Sakura that to have this week off. And well, the first day, obviously being Monday, that they decided was also somewhat kind of nightmare for her, as she's never she's always had either academy and somewhat training to do. So what does she do? Somewhat now, or she's obviously going to be taking it easy. Can't really take any direct missions because they require a sensei to watch over them, and she's doubtful the Hokage is going to just let her go solo in them. That, and Sakura probably won't be happy either. And well, yeah. And it'd be the next day, so it'd be say Tuesday, where somewhat Sakura would actually go and somewhat knock on her door, as somewhat Sakura had thought, well, the first Monday, somewhat after they'd somewhat left, well, she'd been bored. She'd maybe some of her civilian friends, or no, they were somewhat busy, and she really didn't have any real kind of somewhat snobby friends outside of Naruto, and well, yeah, she didn't want to go and somewhat bother Sasuke, because he was probably doing his own somewhat training or something like that. And yeah, maybe catch up with but obviously they haven't been on good terms for quite some time now, so she wasn't somewhat sure. And yeah, she almost didn't want to go immediately somewhat back to somewhat Naruto. So yeah, she'd spent the day just somewhat wandering about the entire village, not really sure what to do at all, as whereas before she's had civilian people she could talk to, and that now not really is, and kind of a eye opener. That yeah. Anyway, though it now being Tuesday, as I just said, though now they'd answer the door and would somewhat go, hey Sakura, how can I help you? And Sakura, hey there, Naruto, when someone go out shopping, or that I don't really know. I know we agreed to obviously take this somewhat week off to relax and that, but I don't really have anyone, I guess, somewhere else. All my civilian friends are busy with their own stuff and that to do, so you're really the only other person I could have gone to, but we've, as you know, haven't exactly been on great terms for the past somewhat 4-ish, around somewhat 6-ish years. It's going on 7 years, but around 7-ish, 8, 7 to 8 years we haven't been on great terms, which Nato would just nod to, and so that's why they'd somewhat kind of or at least they didn't somewhat Nato would just nod, and somewhat just had she'd somewhat get dressed, as she was just somewhat on a sofa, or at least or at least for the last kind of half an hour before Sakura had come and knocked on a door. Naruto had just somewhat been laying, somewhat just laid there staring up at a ceiling, somewhat wondering to do in somewhat just panties and a bra. And yeah, well, not so much a bra, as she is obviously very much still flat. Anyway, so those should somewhat leave her door open, so Sakura would somewhat enter as Naruto herself would go into her bedroom, so Sakura would come in and somewhat shut of course Naruto's door and take off her shoes and go and somewhat sit in the living room, or front room, living room. Anyway, a couple minutes would go by, so 3 to 4 minutes later Naruto would somewhat come back out in her shinobi outfit, that being the only one who has. So I could look up and go, oh, I said we're not going to be doing as like, I know, but this is the only outfit I really have, besides from, well, you probably don't want me, going around Konoha in a night dress now, do you? So I could just blink and then someone go, wait, you don't have any other clothes? And Naruto just stare back at her eyes, stare back at one another before Sakura would realise, like, oh right, Naruto's only been a gal for, or at least as, like, her true gender. Naruto's true gender hasn't been revealed. Well, yeah, so she hasn't somewhat been a true self, from obviously for years. It's only been almost 3 months since she's been a gal, or her true self, so yeah, she forgot about that. She from there allowed somewhat leave after putting on their shinobi sandals. They would somewhat leave though. Now they would ask if they could somewhat divert to count 15. Sakura and go and somewhat just out Naruto somewhat hold up hands and go, hey, I promise it's somewhat not training wise, it's just a jutsu I've been pondering about. I've been wondering, of course, like, well, you know me, I have more than enough chakra to do pretty much any jutsu out there. But I've been a bit curious on, somewhat the jutsu, somewhat Sensei used to summon his somewhat dog or that, and been wondering, what happened if I do it. As after all, he said, some only people with large chakras that can do the jutsu, so, like summon a dog, a toad, a fox, a cat, a someone dragon, which I could just sort of drop and go, nah, those dragons are in fact somewhat fairy tales, they're not real, and so I have to go, well, how do you know? Like, we have chakra, you can, spit fire, control water, control the earth, heck, I can control the air we breathe. So, I don't think it's too far-fetched that, flying lizards with wings, could have once exist or do exist somewhere on, this earth or wherever they go. So I could somewhat just think about that, and to be honest, she couldn't exactly somewhat, well, they did have somewhat a good point, as then did that mean that mermaids in that were real? She'd somewhat wonder to herself, though she'd just somewhat shake her head, maybe. Anyway, and so they would somewhat head over, so 10-15 minutes later they would arrive at training ground 15 as Nan would somewhat start going through a couple of hand signs and would do them a couple of times before she'd simply state that she believes she's got it down, and she'd have it down already, though she was just going through it just so it didn't seem like she'd spent the last, like, maybe say half a day and the last somewhat day or that, just doing hand signs, which she didn't. She's known it from her past life, her future past life. And of course she was curious, because would she summon a toad, or what had happened, because she previously, in her previous past future life, she had the toad summoning contract, so would she summon a toad, or would she instead summon a fox, do the fox's hand for her, or what would happen? So she'd bite her thumb, she'd go through hand signs and slam her bite her thumb, smear blood over her hand, proceed to rapidly go through hand signs before slamming her palm on the ground, shouting out summoning jutsu as she'd proceed to disappear, as the one thing Namdi never told her, in her past future life, was that if you don't have a summoning contract, doing summon jutsu summons you to the the contracted animal that is best suited for you. And well, yeah. So whoops. Oh well. Sakura, though, once the smoke was clear, Sakura got wide-eyed and would somewhat start panicking as, well, where enough was she? Where did she go? Did she do the wrong hand signs? Did she die? Did she just, yeah? What happened? What happened? So she'd take a couple of deep breaths to calm her mind and slow her heart. She'd go, well, I know the jutsu name, and I guess I could ask Sensei, but he may get some suspicious of us, so yeah, I'm just gonna have to ask the Hokage, and hopefully he doesn't get too mad. And so Sakura ended up spending running off somewhat. So for Sakura, 20 minutes does go by as she'd arrive at the Hokage Tower, and so she'd knock on the Hokage's door. She'd hear the voice of the Hokage, somewhat saying enter. So she'd open the door and he'd go, Sakura-chan, how can I help you today? She'd go, well, Hokage-san, can I speak to you alone? You could hear the somewhat worried, scared in her voice, so he would immediately nod and somewhat do some hand signs, telling his Anbu in Anbu sign language to leave him. And so they would. Once all of them had left and the door was once again shut, he'd then proceed to activate a somewhat privacy barrier, as you'd then gesture for her to speak up and somewhat sit down. So she would, as she'd go, well, so you see, at somewhat 8:30 today, I went and someone knocked on Naruto's door to see if somewhat she wanted to go somewhat shopping, doing some sort of clothes shopping or something like that, to just spend some time together, as we have decided to, as his did part of his hand as should stuff as you'd go, why exactly are you here, somewhat Sakura? Guess I should say, if you don't exactly need to know everything, just tell me what has exactly got you worried at this moment. You don't have to tell me what, like, the build up to it. There's Sakura somewhat sigh and go, Naruto disappeared in a cloud of smoke. She'd go, shadow clone? She'd shake her head as she'd go, well, someone before me and Naruto could go shopping. She told me that she wanted to go to training ground 15 to somewhat possibly do a jutsu that somewhat she'd seen Kakashi Sensei use. Oh, and what jutsu may that be? She shouted the name of it. Right, summoning jutsu. Here's and would just somewhat go, and would then somewhat go, well, that explains her disappearing in a puff of smoke, and somewhat an Anbu, or, well, yeah, one Anbu somewhat saying that Naruto seemingly views a lot of chakra. It, as Sakura would go, is she alright? And Hizen would somewhat go, yes, Sakura, she will be fine. I would suggest to you to go back to Triangle 15 to where she disappeared, as, well, not exactly how long she could, how long she could be, but put it this way: if you use the summoning jutsu without a summoning contract, you get reversed summoned to a summoning clan that best suits you. Summoning clan. Think of, say, the fourth Hokage could say summon toads, right? Giant toads. Yeah, it said that a giant toad, that the fourth Hokage had summoned a giant toad on top of the nine-tailed fox. He's gonna nod and go, yeah, well, they obviously live on this planet with us, though they live somewhere obviously far away, too far for us to somewhat get there, and it'd be dangerous to try and get there. And so these some contracts were somewhat made, and they somewhat, so anyone, well, yeah, any say contracted animal with a contract is called a summoning clan, and when somebody does the jutsu without a contract, they get reverse summoned to the clan that the animal clan that best suits them. So it could be toads, foxes, cats, dogs, fish, birds, lions, tigers. Yeah, pretty much. I'd probably say, like, if there's an animal on this planet, then there's probably a summoning contract possibly out there. And yeah, Sakura just somewhat nodding and go, okay, I guess sometimes it goes there. And you, anything else? No. Well then, if when she does come back, please somewhat do tell her to come and see me somewhat immediately, as it would be nice to know what contract, if she does get one. Sakura would go, if she does, what do you mean? And she go, well, each someone contracted animal has a test that you have to pass. If you don't pass, you don't become a summoner of the clan. If you do, you then become a summon. You then sign your name in blood on a contract, on a scroll, where then you can then somewhat summon them, and they would send you back to where you disappeared from. So yeah, Sakura then just died, and then somewhat Shaiko stating that there was nothing more, and using just then nod and dismiss it. Sakura then spent another 20 minutes getting back to Triangle 7, and yeah, though thankfully Naruto wasn't there, and she'd end up waiting for another 10-15 minutes as Naruto would then reappear in a puff of smoke with a smile on her face. Though Naruto's point of view, she'd somewhat of course her eyes were, she'd somewhat open her eyes, as she always had the somewhat almost instinct, she always had this odd instinct or just annoying thing that anytime she'd do the summoning jutsu, she'd just have her eyes just shut when she'd slam her palm onto the ground, and well, she'd open up her eyes and there was just still smoke, but once it was gone, I mean, thought was, this wasn't Konoha, this wasn't Training Ground 15 at all. Where was she? As she somewhat then hear a somewhat voice she's never heard before, as she go, so may I ask how you somewhat got in after spin around to try and find the somewhat voice, and not simply finding it, it would then she'd then somewhat fill a kind of somewhat pool, as she'd then somewhat look down and would see a cat, as she'd go, she just stare down and it'd start up and go, what, you don't think you've never heard an animal speak before? She'd go, it's not that, I just didn't think I'd be here, I guess. Oh. And may I ask how you exactly got it? I tried the summoning jutsu, as it go. And you don't have a contract now, do you? As it go, Naruto Uzumaki. Go, well then, Naruto, that's your... Well, yeah, if you don't have a summoning contract, then that's kind of why you're here. It seems like you're innate nature, or you could say your inner animal, your spirit animal, somewhat aligns with us, the somewhat cat clan or feline clan. That I would somewhat be a bit surprised and go, I wouldn't think I'd be, I wouldn't think that what you said, that I'd align with the cats as go, oh, and why so? Well, I tend to be quite somewhat prankstress. I thought I would have been maybe like foxes, kind of tricky. It's it said that that they tend to be somewhat tricky and that, and yeah, that's what I thought. I'm more or less aligned with either somewhat. Yeah, it'd go the cat would then go. Well, that may well, if you do though, it must mean that you must have a stronger characteristic, a kind of more almost dominant, say, curiosity about the world, a curiosity to learn about the world, which Naruto just somewhat nod as the carriage. Just somewhat nod and speak a bit more, not being surprised that Uzumaki had come here most, if not, well, yeah, most of the Uzumakis tended to be either aligned with somewhat either cats if they did do the summoning contract or some other animal, as well, they were obviously curious people, very curious, so curious enough they pretty much became the so-called classification of masters of Funjutsu, though they were still very much learning somewhat new things about Funjutsu every day. They were just more advanced in it. Anyway, yeah, so they'd somewhat talk for at least 10, well, yeah, the conversation, so it'd be around 20 minutes when it somewhat remember that, well, obviously human Naruto here probably wants some contract, so that should see the main boss. And we then somewhat look around and go, well, I presume you probably are looking for a contract. Am I right? To which Naruto just somewhat nod and would somewhat state that should be, yeah, that's just just would agree with it. And so it'd go, well, then follow me yeah, Naruto would nod and would end up following the somewhat cat as they would walk through, and should somewhat just state that it was a beautiful place, as yeah, though it's somewhat just simply obviously say thanks. Well, yeah, and you'd obviously see, somewhat many cats, some small, some large. So I should somewhat mentally, someone would think to herself, some is large, if not larger than Gamma Binta, which was massive. And yeah, and you'd somewhat wonder to yourself, somewhat remembering how tall the Nine Tails was, that maybe it was as tall as some of them were, maybe as tall as it, which should somewhat then somewhat kind of should then somewhat hear a somewhat deep voice saying, well, of course some of them would be as tall as I may only be chakra, but don't forget, I'm only half. You only have half of me. As should somewhat blink and would think, half? I only have half of you, as Fox would then just somewhat sigh, as it would then somewhat realise that she never did, or she never truly did know that she only had half of it. So you'd simply state that, well, the fourth Hokage only seemed half of me within you, and the other half within himself, not within itself. No, she just meant to go, oh, okay. I guess that makes some sense. Why I can't exactly do genjutsu, I think. And yeah, anyway. So, yeah, they'd eventually arrive after 5 minutes, and they'd spend another they'd spend somewhat 5 minutes, 10-ish minutes, 10 minutes talking to the big cat, the main boss, so and then they'd somewhat tell her that she'd have to pass a test to obviously be granted the, ability to obviously summon that contract to become a contracted summoner. She'd not done 20 minutes later, she'd end up, of course, passing. And yeah, once she'd somewhat sign it, she'd then ask how would she exactly get back to Konoha, as it would then somewhat simply tell her to it'd simply tell her the hand signs which she'd need to do. Now, to remembering the hand signs roughly, would do it a couple of times before sending Chopin to them, and she'd then disappear in a puff of smoke, somewhat thanking them before she disappeared. And yeah, she'd somewhat reappear as she'd go, hey there, Sakura, Sakura, I'm sorry, was I gone long? As Sakura just sigh and would go, you had me right with that for a minute now. So I should go, sorry. And Sakura just shake her head. I had to go all the way to the Hokage, the Hokage Tower to to realise what, and he told me what you'd somewhat done, and well, yeah, he somewhat told me that he would like to speak to you now that you're back. So he nodded, and Sakura would end up going back to the Hokage office, spending another somewhat 20 minutes to get there. And once they were there, of course, or at least Sakura was about to knock on the door, whereas Nato just kicked the door somewhat open with it, kind of just ironically just falling, it was just somewhat kind of turned the opposite direction before falling down, and somewhat Nato and Sakura just somewhat stout one another and somewhat sweat drop as Nato just be rubbing the back of her head. And somewhat somewhat smile on her face as it was just somewhat stare at the door when he heard the massive bang, and yeah, he somewhat, of course, immediately looked up and saw the door somewhat turn in the wrong direction as he'd realised that the door was about to, as it just fell forward. Seemed like the door finally had, the door hinges somewhat finally had enough and came loose from the door frame that they were screwed into, and yeah, it's just somewhat a sigh. Well, it's just not strong enough to send it flying yet. And yeah, though here's when somewhat just go, well, I'm glad to you're somewhat back, Naruto, though. Yeah, well, come in and they would somewhat just kind of walk in with Naruto just rubbing the back of her head somewhat cheekily with some somewhat cheeks having a tint of somewhat pink, with some obvious embarrassment at breaking the door. Though Sakura somewhat was wondering, Naruto must have gotten quite a lot somewhat stronger, and was wondering if some contract could do that, or did the door just straight up just quit? Like, it just had enough of her barging in, and it just went, I quit. And yeah, though Sakura just somewhat shake her head, and here's him with, as Naruto somewhat tell her, well, Sakura-chan told me that you wanted to speak to me, as he'd go, yes. As he then somewhat go. Well, he wouldn't even tell Zambu the Ambu already somewhat back. Well, somewhat getting the door somewhat roughly fixed. As yeah, and well, you'd go well. Sakura has somewhat told me that you've done the summoning jutsu, and well, I presume you've got it from Kakashi, or at least you've witnessed him doing your accidental A-rank mission. You'd seen him do it, and I'd memorised the hand signs enough that you'd ended up successfully doing it. Which nowadays you'd then sort of ask if she now has a summoning contract, which you'd ask what contract was it, and she'd go, well, they said something cat / feline, and they'd said that I could summon any of these somewhat of feline family, which were just cats, so the big cats and small cats being house cats, they said, and then the big cats being lions, tigers, and that, which he would just nod. So I could be somewhat surprised, and yeah, and they talk for a bit more, and yeah, so after that, somewhat they'd leave, and Sakura and somewhat then somewhat look at and go, do you want to do any other disappearing act that I don't know of yet, like jutsu that makes you disappear for some length of time and you reappear or something like that? As Naruto just sort of stretch up and would shake her head as Sakura then go, so can we finally somewhat go shopping? Or we could do as Naruto go, shopping sounds nice, as they would then somewhat go out shopping for the rest of the day. As of course at midday they'd somewhat end up taking like having lunch and then going back to somewhat shopping. And yeah, of course Naruto got some somewhat dresses and somewhat more tops and trousers and even a somewhat skirt or two. And yeah, anyway, the rest of the week would simply somewhat go by with them either somewhat hanging out on either hanging out or just somewhat walking around the village for a bit, talking somewhat about kind of how kind of how they somewhat grew up and that. And yeah, and with that I'm gonna end this what if here. So if you have enjoyed this part, tell me in the comments down below, guys. Again, sorry for this somewhat being a bit late. Not a bit late. Bit short. Hopefully Wednesdays or Fridays one should be obviously back to a normal hour, maybe even somewhat longer, an hour and a half long. Obviously not 100% sure. Anyway, so yeah, guys. With that, I hope you have a good day or night, depending on wherever you are and whenever you're watching this. And yeah, I forgot my outro. I forgot my outro. Anyway, guys, good. Bye. Good. Bye.